Good afternoon and welcome to America's Home Cooking. We're coming to the final part of the tomato sauce. I took the two onions out, and I'm heating it up now, as well as my pint jars. I'm doing pint jars. You're going to need some lemon juice, and we'll get this going. I'm running a little late today. I told you I'd do it this morning. Yesterday I told you I'd do it in the morning, but I didn't get to it. But the sauce is thickened up very nicely to where I want it. I'll show you. Let's see, I'm gonna have to move you around because I've got a lot of stuff here for canning. I'll move you and then I'll put you back where you were so you could see. Let's see. No, you can't go there. See, here it is. It's heating up right now. And back here, I have my pint jars in there. Okay, so when that comes to a boil, we'll start canning and get them set up. Now we're going to need, and I'll probably repeat it for you, we're going to need a 1/2 inch headspace, and definitely going to put in each jar 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. So we're moving right along. I'm just trying to get this up to a boil. The jars are hot enough. It's the tomato sauce we're waiting for, and I don't want to scorch it, so I'm working to build it up. So as soon as I get it that hot, I think I'm also going to make a Dijon mustard this week, so you're going to learn how to make Dijon mustard, which is really nice as well. But anyway, I'll put you on pause until we get this to a boil, then we'll start bringing the jars out. Okay, it's boiling, the tomato sauce, and this water is hot for the jars. So you can take the jars out. Make sure they're covered with water when they heat up and when you do your canning, because they have to be completely submerged. And do not put your jars on the counter, even if it's a hot day or a cold day. Put them on a towel or a cutting board or something, because the extremes can crack your jars. When you go to all this hard work, you don't want anything, so you're actually taking a lot of safety to protect the jars as well. I think I'm going to have 2 batches this time. Now the first thing I'm going to do is, let me see, let me turn this off. Now I am going to be pouring mine, so I'm going to tilt you down so you can see. jar is going to fill up. Now you're adding 1 tablespoon per pint. Now if you've got quart jars and you're doing them, you have to put 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Now I have no seasonings in mine. I just did the onion and the butter, and that's it with the tomatoes. So you can season these up when you heat them up in any direction you want. Once I put seasonings in, it's difficult because then they're set. But this way, I get to experiment with whatever I'm doing at the time. This is why I like this one. It's so simple and there's hardly anything in it. And I can add my salt and everything later when I'm cooking. Now I have to put my glass on to make sure this 1/2 inch is a 1/2 inch. You're going to have a 1/2 inch headspace. And when they talk about the 1/2 inch, it's the line of what you put in your jar up to the rim. Let me see. It's where the juice is, all the way up to here has to measure a 1/2 inch. But I'm going to get some extra tomato sauce. I'm going to have 2 batches here, I know that. I want this here where I can pour it as I go through this. Okay, I need more. Okay. Okay, they're all a 1/2 inch. Now you're going to debubble it to release the bubbles down at the bottom, because if you don't, you're going to find out you're going to have a problem with it, because that's air and bacteria. This way you clear those bubbles out, so when these jars seal, everything will seal very nicely. Why does it look higher now after I did a 1/2 inch? Yeah, that's a 1/2 inch. Oh, that's it. Okay. Now what you need, I'm sorry I'm moving everything around, is you're going to need some white vinegar. White vinegar breaks grease and stuff on these rims here, so the rubber can seal. And that's why we do it. Because if you don't do it, they don't seal very well at all. When I say don't seal very well, I mean they just don't. So you have to wipe all the fat and the juices, sugars and stuff off. So with whatever you're canning, that's why I keep 2 gallons of white vinegar in the house. You never know. Now you can use paper towels if you wish and throw them out as you do them, but I just take a napkin and do it, or a towel, whatever I have on hand. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. To use paper towels, I use them for everything else. So I figured this is one place that I can use a napkin on. but I have used towels, kitchen towels and stuff that are clean to wipe the rims off, whatever it takes. But remember, you must use vinegar. Now your water should be very hot in your water canner. This is a water canning. This is not a pressure canner. I feel the tomato sticking to this one. Okay. So if you're using quart jars, please remember it's 2 tablespoons of vinegar, but everything else is the same. You have to have that 1/2 inch. And the reason you add the lemon juice is to make sure it's acid. All fruits are, so therefore you can sit there in water bath them. Other than that, a low acid you have to sit there and do it in a pressure canner, but this is a water bath. Put them finger tight only. The reason you just do it finger tight is the air between the tomato sauce and the lid. By the time the rubber gets soft, the air will escape, and so when they cool, they'll suck that bubble in. If you screw it tight, the air can't come out, and they can't seal. And that bubble doesn't go down, and then they're not sealed, and they will not last, and you'll have to sit there and put them in the refrigerator and use them right away. Grandmother who cans and your mother cans and you can see how canning has come such a long way from where it was. Make sure those lids are on straight, because if they're not on straight and you go to do this, they won't seal either. Now you're going to put them back in the water bath canner. And turn your flame on high while you're putting your jars in. Make sure that they are covered from top to bottom, at least 1 inch over the top. That's what they recommend. Should be clear. If I'm not, I'll take some of that off. Now you're putting the lid on it, on your water canner, and we're just going to wait till all the steam comes up, and then we're going to start clocking it. And I'll show you when we get to that point. This is for people who don't know how to can. For those of you who know how to can, you already know the whole gamut. Now, I have a little bit of vinegar here left. Put it in to keep your jars clean. Always do that after I do the talk. I don't know why I don't tell you to do it ahead of time. It's just my way. Oh, this is clean. This is good. Now you don't want this to stain too bad, because it is a napkin. Napkins do stain. Rinse the vinegar off right away. I don't have enough to do really another jar. Maybe 1 jar less, but I'll put that in the refrigerator. You can make this tomato soup if you wish by adding some cream or some milk to it, or you can season it up, you know, whatever you want to do with it. The extra that you have, you can put in the refrigerator. But as soon as that comes to a roiling boil, we call it royal boil, they call it rolling boil up here. I'll be back when it gets there and we'll start clocking. Okay, you see that? Time it 35 minutes if you have pints, 40 minutes if you have quart jars. And I'll see you when it's done. Okay, they're done. It's been 35 minutes. That's it. When you open this lid, open it away from you because you do not want to get burned. And you can get burned pretty badly from this. No, that's not going to work. I have to put it in there. And here they are. And that's how you do the tomato sauce that I like. Take care and have a great evening. Bye-bye.